back to another episode of the Last of Us Talk Show. I'm your host, Mikey, and today we are doing our instant reaction to Season 1, Episode 4. Please hold to my hand. And my goodness, I love that they named that the episode and they used the song um, by Hank Williams, Alone and Forsaken, in the episode because as a game player, uh, I had a feeling that this was, this the sequence that we got in this episode was going to be coming up, and in the video game, uh, that song is playing. So I'm glad that we got that. It was really satisfying as a video game player, and if you follow my social media, Mikey Games, MMMIKIE games on Twitter, then you saw that I was posting some lyrics from that song earlier today because I was just thinking, oh man, for the way the last episode ended, this would be the perfect timing for this this song to be used, and sure enough, we got it. But yes, so this is the instant reaction, season 1, episode 4. Please hold my hand. This one was directed by Jeremy Webb. It is starring Pedro Pascal still, Bella Ramsey still, and then we got a couple of newcomers that had big roles in this one that we'll mention. Melanie Linsky playing Kathleen, and Jeffrey Pierce playing Perry. Side note: Jeffrey Pierce played Tommy, Joel's brother, in the video game. So the military esque right hand man to Kathleen here. He's actually Tommy in the video game. But yeah, both of these, good performance here. Again, no spoilers in this. So, what we want to say here is that this was, just like we were saying in the last episode, where there would be plenty of time to show our characters in action sequences. Well, we got that here. Right? We don't need every single episode to be suspenseful and action, right? So I was glad that we got episode 3 with Bill and Frank, right? And it was, that, as they say, that was the happy episode, right? And technically they do get a happy ending, but it's still very sad, right? So that was the levity that we're gonna get. It's not gonna get any more light than that. So, whatever action sequences we might have missed out in episode 3, in the TV show, that we would have gotten in the video game, we made up for it here. Plenty of action in this episode. So I really enjoyed the action. I think, again, as we said, with Joel and just people in this world in general, it's not, nobody's action heroes, right? So I like that we see that the action that we do getting, or the action that we do get, the fighting, the the trading of live fire, it feels a little bit more real since it's in a state of panic and nobody's 100% accurate during this. I like that we get some good character development in this episode as well, right? We finally get to see some bonds being built between characters. We get to see characters, maybe walls finally starting to come down a little bit and opening up a little bit, even though it may be reluctant and not wanting to. It just, the characters are going to be going on this long trip together, so just naturally some of those walls might be broken down, whether you want them to or not. Even as hard as you might try, you go on a long trip with someone, there's going to be some sort of bond that is built there, right? But yeah, the acting between our new characters as well, with Melanie Linsky and Jeffrey Pierce, I thought they did amazing. Especially Melanie Linsky, right? I think she is just like the perfect type of person to be playing this character. Because in this episode, she's a boss, right? And but she's got this nice, sweet, innocent look and sound to her, right? I mean, just her voice is so nice. Anytime you've seen her acting in things or in her voice acting that you've heard her in things, that voice is just a nice sounding voice. So when you get to see her playing the opposite of that, where she's not so nice, it's just yeah, the difference that you get between her voice and her actions, it always makes it just that much more intriguing to me when she plays the opposite of how she looks and sounds. So yeah, we get to see this boss new character, Jeffrey Pierce, as Perry here. He looks like, he's the type of guy that is action. So we didn't get to see much action out of him in this episode, but he's the type of guy, in future episodes, it looks like if we get some action out of him, he's the guy that you don't want to mess with. He's not just your regular person in this world who's been trying to survive and get by. So I like that we will get to see. Or it seems that we will get to see somebody in action that you're going to go, okay, whoa, like look out for this guy. But yeah, great episode. I mean, the sound effects in this were great. The world again feels great. They in this episode they're ending up in Kansas City, but again, remember this is 20 years into you know 20 years post-apocalyptic event. So the way they make it look and feel, it makes you, yeah, it feels like it's a rundown city that's like taken over by this group of people. Nothing looks even though it's 20 years later and there's obviously somebody in this city running this city, nothing is in pristine manner. It still feels like the world that we've built to this point. So yeah, great episode overall. This is one I can't wait to go over the spoilers and breakdown with you guys, because it was just a fun episode in general, and to get to talk about the the interactions and emotions between characters, I'm really looking forward to. So please make sure you hit that follow button or subscribe button, whatever you're listening on, or if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And I want to hear in email, the last of us talk show at gmail.com. I want to see it in the comments, or hit me up on the social media that I mentioned earlier. I want to know what's your instant reaction to this episode? And again, I would just love interaction from the audience here, because there is an audience. So I'd love interaction from you guys, and I'd love to read some of your thoughts out on these episodes, whether they're your instant reactions or when we get to breakdowns. Like, how do you guys feeling? If you guys want to write me details, like specifically how you're feeling about certain things, and we'll read those out on the breakdown episodes. I want to hear it all. All right, that is going to be the episode. So until next time, endure and survive.